dream home in just 4 weeks.
Hi, I'm Sasha from Make a Mint in a Meltdown, and I'm in the hip little suburb of Mount Hawthorne. Cafes are opening up, it's close to the city, and I'm doing a renovation for a gorgeous couple. They've got an amazing home, but it's not kid friendly and it's very dated. Other builders were going to bowl it down. That's where I step in. 2 weeks, we're going to make it family orientated and renovate this home so they can get on with their new lifestyle. Let's take a look. We're on a job in Mount Hawthorne, fantastic clients. I'm loving doing this job for them because for 2 years they've gone to builders to be told, no good, bowl the house over. If you renovate it, it's going to cost $350,000. So after 2 years of searching, she was quite despondent. She heard about my company from a friend, rang me up, we came around, gave her lots of ideas. I never believe in bowling over houses. 99% of the time you can always do them up. We came in, quoted it up, $133,000 renovation. She'll have a brand new dream home in 2 weeks. She's over the moon, problem solved. So let's have a look what's been going on. It was quite an old style house, quite daggy. So what we're doing, through into the kitchen, floorboards over these old existing tiles. She was also told she couldn't take the tiles up, she had to jackhammer them. She couldn't lay straight over the top, but we are laying straight over the top because it can be done. And it can be done in 3 days, whole new house, whole new floor. This is the kitchen. We are not gutting the entire kitchen, we've just put new tops, granite tops over the existing surfaces, and we're changing the doors. So again, if carcasses are good, you can reface the kitchen. It's half the cost, gives you a whole new look. We reface all of the kickboards, we put new stainless steel splashbacks in, so we give her a new kitchen, but less work, less mess, less cost, happy client. Through to the dining room. This used to be their study, so we've changed some of the spaces around. We've got this great eco plank, which is the flooring that's going straight down on top of the terracotta in 3 days to give it a new modern look. Wallpapering walls, we've gyprocked this in. It was open plan before. This house had all open walls, so the clients couldn't have any spaces of their own. It was very noisy, so we have created a few different spaces. Let's check out the basement. This is the boys' room. We've put this basement down here. They had an old bar. We're re-laminating the bar, and you can see these open areas. We are now deciding to close them in to create more storage with some funky new doors. And this is an open area, so all the house had all these open spaces. We're putting a nice glass balustrade in so we still get the light flowing through. Let's take a look at the upstairs. It's all open now. New balustrades are coming in here. Through to this room, we've created this doorway, so there was never a door, it was all open. We've stud walled it, gyprocked this, as I said, so they close this room off completely. Putting a nice feature wall up on that wall, that's a gorgeous colour, just adding a bit of warmth. We're keeping most of the walls fairly light to keep that feeling of space. They have a beautiful outlook in this house, so there's lots of light coming in, and nice high vaulted ceilings, so we've repainted and patched all of those. Lots of windows, so it does have that feel of being a bigger house now, keeping the main walls light and just doing a few feature walls. All flooring coming through here. Through to the bathroom. This is the master suite upstairs. Here's Ralph, my Tyler. How are you going, Ralph?
Okay, how are you?
Good, good. How's things been going?
Yeah, not too bad. Had a couple of hiccups, but all sorted out. And
a few hiccups with the plumbing, but there's always a solution to every problem. So we've got it sorted. Beautiful new tiles going on the wall. Nice mosaic. Where are those mosaics, Ralphie?
this mosaic will be going up the wall here, like so.
I selected these mosaics for the client because they've got a bit of a bling bling in. It just breaks the white and creates a bit of that wow factor. Into the bathroom, new taps. The clients didn't have a bath, so we fitted a bath. They are looking at having babies in the future, so very important to get a bath in here, and also important for a resale. Nice custom vanities being built. Bathrooms and kitchens are your biggest resale features. This is the master bedroom. As you can see, it looks very plain on the walls. So new floorboards going in. We're doing a funky wallpaper on that wall to add a bit of wow factor to the master room. And this room through here used to be it just had a spa in the corner. It wasn't a full bathroom, it just was a waste of space really. So we took the spa out because we're putting the bath into the other room, and we've turned this into a study, so we've added value by adding another room to the house. This is going to be Perth's biggest design hub where clients can come and they can see every design story from contemporary to Manhattan, Hollywood glamour, Parisian chic, you name it, we've got it. Come and have a look what's happening. So you can see there's a lot of action going on. I've got all my tradies, I've got curtain tracks going up, I've got beautifully bling lighting going up everywhere. We're going to have a reception desk coming in here. So come through and we'll show you what's happening. Got these beautiful shears going up in here. Hi, Rach. This is my Marilyn room. Now, in interior design, there are so many different styles and designs that you can do. There's Hollywood glamour. Marilyn is very popular at the moment, so Hollywood glamour's right in. We will be changing these design stories. Every year we're going to have a new release, from rustic, earthy, to Moroccan, to French, to Italian, to Miami, to bling, to Marilyn, you name it. We really do the whole story. So whatever clients want, we can custom make it. And what we're doing in this showroom is we're designing these vignettes. A vignette is a circular room, and we're going to display different styles so clients can walk in and see exactly all the different styles. So it's a bit of a surprise. So here we've got the Marilyn room. You can see we've got these beautiful light fittings coming up in the middle, so we're really adding a lot of glam and wow factor. You can see over here my curtain trackers are putting up the tracks to hang all the curtains to create that mystery in each room. We've got beautiful chandeliers coming down, and the light fittings all have to match the style, so it's important in every room to create the right style. See, we've recessed these ceilings, so we fitted out all the ceilings and recessed them up and wallpapered them, so they just create a really beautiful feature, and it shows off what different wallpapers you can have for different styles. These columns went up. Now we're going to have beautiful candelabras here with real burning candles and dim all the lights, so it's very moody and atmospheric. You will never see a design store like this anywhere in the world. We've designed this ourselves, so not only do we do residential renovations, we also do commercial. Look at this beautiful wallpaper that we've done on the columns. Rather than just having a plain column, we've wallpapered them, added a touch of glamour and class. Over here we're going to have the Hollywood room, so we've had Marilyn, this is Hollywood. We're only just piecing together all the bits and pieces of the furniture. This furniture here has all been designed by me, and it is part of the Sacha de Breton collection. So I have a line of furniture called Sacha de Breton collection, and it's exclusive and designed personally by me as Perth's top designer. So you can see here we're going to have a Parisian room in here. See, changing the wallpaper up in the ceilings, changing the light fittings, changing the furnishings, more traditional, beautiful pink, soft creams and yellows and pinks is the Parisian chic sort of look. So coming along here, you can see us putting it together. Coastal, this is going to be very rustic and coastal and earthy and so on, so we haven't finished in here putting the lights up. So you'll get to see the end piece with the big reveal, but you're just getting to see a sneak preview. Here we're having a retro room. Now look at these funky lights, really retro. The wallpaper, again, you can see the change in the colour. We're going to have lots of orange and green, so there's going to be different colours and different themes. Retro has a lot of circles. Then we're going to have an Art Deco room. Now, I love Art Deco. It's one of my favourite design pieces. We're going to have an Art Deco room here. And across here, we've got Manhattan. Now, Manhattan is quite industrial and funky, so we've got a lot of stainless steel and we've got some black crocodile skin. This is not for everyone, it's just to show how creative we can be. We have contemporary and we have very rustic as well, but it just means that you can be free and choose whatever style you want. There is no limitations. Through here, this beautiful chandelier, you can see we're going to have a big display podium and gallery, big mirrors coming down with all the different styles, and a big TV running and showing all the TV series in different styles that people can actually watch when they come in. Sit down, pull out all the samples. We have all the different wallpapers, tiles, paint colours, all the different samples that clients can see, and we can pull them all together to create their very own story. Hi, and today I'm here with Rob from Australian finance company. How are you, Rob?
I'm terrific, thank you.
Rob is going to talk to us today about how to get finance in this market. Now, we've come out of the back end of a global financial crisis all around the world where property prices have gone down, and we're seeing a huge rise in the amount of renovations that are being done, because for a person to sell their home, pay agents' fees, moving fees, stamp duty on the new property, renovation costs, it's just as easy for them to stay in their old dated place and do it up. So what we're trying to achieve for the clients is how they can add massive value through renovation, get the funding for it, and then borrow against their new wealth to then buy investment properties, because it's also a brilliant time to buy at the moment. So the common problem, Rob, I feel, is that people are scared, or they have this stigma that they can't get finance, but you've got some great tips on how they can.
I think it's surprising that not a lot of people know that the market has actually turned, and it's actually quite a bit easier to borrow today than it was, let's say, even 6 months ago. And the reason for this is the banks are becoming more competitive because they're not lending enough money, and in the end result they have to lend money to survive. So they are becoming more aggressive in the marketplace, and there's a need to look around a lot more. I think the other issue is that people don't appreciate is that you can borrow against the future value of the property. For example, if you engage an expert as somebody like yourself, to give them an estimation of what the value of the property will be when it's finished, then we can go to bat with that and borrow against that valuation.
That's an interesting tip, because I even didn't know that the banks in this market would lend against a proposed new valuation. So a lot of companies, you know, when we're renovating, they're paying us cash. A lot of businesses, companies, residents are paying cash for their renovations, which is great. But you don't actually have to use your cash. You can get the funding, and you can then also borrow against the new proposed valuation, which is a hot tip. Love that.
And people who are renovating are actually generally in an advantageous position when it comes to borrowing money, because they've got an established property and they've got an established track record with that property, and perhaps even with borrowing. They may have a small mortgage on that house already, which they can increase to generate funds to do the renovations.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they borrow to do the renovations. The valuation of the property then could go up. I mean, we're raising values anything from $250,000 to $500,000 to $1 million or more, depending on the value and the size of the property. So if we take a property value up $250,000, $500,000, and we've borrowed the money for it, they do it interest only over a long term,
Absolutely.
30 years, pay it off on the bank rather than using their cash. They've then got their cash as leverage on top of the fact that they then have, you know, another $250,000 or $500,000 in equity. They can use that.
Yes.
Come back to you again, come to a mortgage broker like yourself who can shop the banks.
Absolutely.
And come up with strategies to say, not only increase the value in your own home, but let's build property wealth and do more investments, more renovations.
Yeah, and the other tip I give you is that, the customers, is that a lot of people are unsure as to where interest rates are going to go in the next years. We're finding in the marketplace today that fixed rates are becoming more attractive, and sometimes they're even lower than the floating rates. And this is worth looking at seriously, because if you need to know on a monthly basis and you want the comfort that you're not going to be exposed to the interest rate rises, if there are any, you can look at fixing at very attractive rates in this marketplace.
Great tips. Well, that's fantastic information. So to sum that up, they don't have to use their cash. They can borrow against the new proposed value.
Absolutely.
They can increase the equity through the renovation, then borrow again to buy investment properties. And you guys can go and shop the banks and come up with the great strategies for the client to be able to increase their property portfolio.
And they can cover their risk by fixing rates if necessary.
Brilliant. Thanks, Rob.
Not
great
a problem.
stuff.
Great to meet you. Thank you.
You too. I'm here at Mount Hawthorne. Now I've got my gorgeous agent Sam come back to do the appraisal. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Now this was quite a massive transformation, and we've come back to see the family after a year of them living in here, and they're pregnant now, family orientated. Now this home was going to cost about $350,000 to renovate with other builders, and we did it for $150,000. So tell us what your thoughts were with regards to the area and the pre and post valuation.
It was a pretty daggy house when I first came here, very dark. Yeah, I couldn't believe they were actually living in it.
The old orange floor tiles.
Yeah, horrible kitchen, and yeah, it was just like the whole layout was really awful.
And the clients are really stuck in a rut because they've been going around in circles looking for different builders, and it was just becoming too hard. No one could do it. It was going to take too long. We came in under, you know, their budgets that were given by other people as usual, and in a fraction of the time. This is a 13-day reno. The area is fantastic.
Great location, and it's becoming pretty trendy now.
Yeah.
It's that sort of middle of the market, you know, people can afford it, but they can't quite afford it. You know, it's that sort of.
It's close to the
nice-
city, and there's a lot of funky restaurants and
Yeah.
shops opening up on the main
Yep, there
strip.
is.
So it's an older area that's up and coming because it is close to, you know, inner city, which is where everybody wants to live now.
But it's a big block.
It's a big block, it's got a pool, it's got fantastic gardens. Now, it had all these old mission brown beams and all these different split levels. Now, split levels was a very 70s style thing. I actually like split level because I think it creates a bit of difference into the house. But the amount of light and brightness coming in through taking all this mission brown out and getting rid of all this old terracotta, modernising it with the floorboards, lighting up all the wall
It's made
colours.
so much difference to the property. Yeah,
It's pretty
and the
funky.
lighting and the decoration, and it's a really funky house. Yeah.
A few funky wallpapers, and we've got a bit of a man's room happening downstairs.
And that's really cool as well, because it's not a family house. It's more for you know, your sort of professional sort of couple.
Yeah, and
you know,
they
it's
are,
like
they're
a
business
party
owners.
house.
Yeah, they own a Boost Juice, and she works for the radio station, so they're an executive couple. And it is a bit of a party house, and we've got 2 lounge rooms, one for her and one for him, backing onto the pool. So we've got the boys' chair, the
Yeah.
man's room. So it suits both male and female. It's not a girly home. It suits both of them.
Yeah, and you incorporated an office into it as well, which was good. It
Home
needed.
office, added the room, added value. So we valued it at $965 before.
Yep.
And
which was
we
pretty
valued
much,
it, yeah.
pretty much block value then. It's a very big block.
And what do you value it at now?
The market's not great at the moment, but I think it's a great location. It would be quite popular, so I think about 1.25.
1.25, that's just great. And you said because the clients are wanting to sell, so we'll probably pop it on the market for 1.29.
Yeah.
Which is great. So 1.25 from 965, that's nearly a $300,000 rise in a 13-day renovation in a great area. So
Yeah.
that's a fantastic result in
I
a
think so.
recessed market.
I think so.
Awesome.
Well
Thanks,
done.
Sammy.
No problem.
Well, I'm back with Elkie from Mount Hawthorne, and it's been over a year since we've seen Elkie. How are you?
Yes, good, thanks, Sasha.
Now, Elkie had always planned to have babies, so when we did this renovation quite some time ago, there was talk about putting the bath in the bathroom, which we did because babies were very much sort of on your mind then, and now
Yes.
you're pregnant, which is
right.
very exciting.
Yes, 7 months pregnant, thank you.
It's really exciting. So it's really lovely to come back and see a client who's gone through this big renovation, a big transformation, and had the plans for the baby then, and now they're actually all coming to fruition. So you've got your dream home, and now you can have your dream family.
Absolutely.
So how do you feel now you've settled into the home and the space wasn't working for you before, and builders had said it was going to cost a fortune, you had to bowl it over, but we did achieve this massive renovation in, I think it was 13 days that we did it,
Yeah.
and changed your life. So how was the whole process for you?
Yeah, the process was fantastic. I mean, the time that it took to do was amazing. I'd been told that a renovation would cost us an absolute fortune and would take 6 months to 12 months. So to come back after 2 weeks and have our whole house transformed was like quite amazing, and certainly a load off the shoulders. So
So nice relief. And you went to Bali at the time, had a nice holiday, came back and had a beautiful new home.
that's right. Yes.
So you're all settled in and love it now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's before it just wasn't working. It was hardly livable with the tiles and everything. You saw it, and 2 weeks later we just came in and we've just moved into a great, fantastic home. So
And I think you've done a fantastic job, but because we took a bit of time sourcing furniture and so on down the road, and now all the furniture's in and the artwork's up, and you've got some beautiful pieces. And coming back even after a year, I feel, wow, it still looks absolutely gorgeous. So
Yeah, it does.
And you've added a lot of value. So we valued it at $965,000 before,
Yep.
and it's gone up to about 1.29 now, which, given the current market, and there has been a recession and property prices have gone down, that's nearly a $300,000 rise, which is really good. And you're thinking about moving on with the baby coming, and because the
That's
house is
right.
2-storey and multi-levels and stuff, it's not always a great sort of split level homes don't always work for a family. So you think about building your big dream home.
that's right. Yeah, and it's really great. I mean, when we go to sell later on down the track, I mean, this home is a really attractive proposition to a new buyer. So
For new buyers coming in, it's furnished, it's dressed for sale, they can see what it looks like, and that's a big thing. When you go and sell and it's decluttered and it's dated, they'll get you down on price.
That's
So
right.
you've been able to live in it, enjoy it, love it, have your dream home for a little while, you've made the money, you can
Yep.
move on and take the next step and step up that ladder.
absolutely.
Well done,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you.